Praise be to the blessed Zunki. How is everyone today? Disco Mute here with a video battle report. Hopefully get this done nice and quick. A couple of notes here. Yes, this is a casual play at a low power level. Just a Friday night game with a bit of fun, and I'm playing against Skaven. So I've taken all my slan have different personalities. Hopefully, if you stay with me, you'll get to know them. High Slan Lord Venertalli. He's a high magic user, and he's believe in deep-seated discipline. He never leaves the jungle of Lustria, and he is a fan of being big block infantry in the old world. That happens to be a rather low power level, but that is exactly what I'm aiming for, as we all know how poor the old Skaven are at the moment. So in this stage, in Battle 24, I played against his opponent quite a few times. I have been deliberately lowering my power level to make for some more fairer games. He'd won the last couple, and this is how it goes. Now, another named character of mine, Ientazin, is in here with loves his horned one, a giant blade, a bedazzling helm. Sometimes takes a talisman of protection, but he roams far and wide. He's kind of like the PG-rated version of the Carnosaur. All right, so it's a straight battle. We were on the clock, so we just did a straight battle and agreed to count it after 5 turns. This is a setup. Deployment is my #1 favorite part of the old world. You can really come up with your game plan. And here it was none too subtle, honestly, with the list that I brought and the points that we had. I'd claim the middle with my infantry and hold it, and hopefully they could dish out whatever it could take. My Slan would come up here and try to dominate the magic with the Becalming Cogitation, although his Gracier was also dispelling at a 27-inch range thanks to a magic item. He also had +1 on all his magic missile spells, and he'd taken battle magic and he'd rolled for it. He got Fireball. He'd also got the Pillar of Fire and some really good magic, along with another nice magic missile from the Skaven lore. So his magic was looking better than mine, but that was the plan. Ientazin really, after the game before, which I'll probably do a battle review of sooner or later, but after the game before, Ientazin absolutely had to charge down either the Screaming Bell or the Doom Wheel, however it worked, and really try to lock them into combat. His giant blade, his attacks was really the only thing that could take them out. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get to charge, it's all good, but those impact hits are massive, and he needed to be the one, and he's the one who could really make that charge. And of course, my skinks would move up. They shot a few of the Poison Wind Globadiers. I think they killed maybe one. My Venertalli, the Slan Lord, got dominated on all his magic. However, he did get off one spell, which was Fiery Convocation, and it completely blew apart that clan wrap. They panicked, but it was, of course, just a fallback in good order. On his turn, he was just happy to wait for me to come, so I didn't do a separate picture of that. His rattling gun really took out a lot of skinks, and his Poison Wind Globadiers did a far better job of shooting me than I did of them. Okay, so then this is how the start of turn 2 looked on my turn. And his Doom Wheel was trying to get over here to sort of take down them, and he left it a little bit close. So it was 15 inches charge that I had, and I could easily make that with Ientazin. So sure, I'll charge a Doom Wheel on the flank, declared the charge. Now he very cleverly fled, and he ran behind there. Now that was going to leave my old one right out in the middle here, and that's not what I wanted. So I looked at my opponent suggested redirecting. Now, this was just after the fact came out, and low-lying obstacles were a big deal. So I couldn't make it to his model. He said, no, you and I agreed before the game, because this is all we had, these big rocks, that you get into combat, we just sit you there. And I'm like, yeah, mate, but surely I still need to hit I still have to hit your model's base. Like I can't, just charge the actual rocks. So there's no real clear answer here. Now, we rolled for it. Keep in mind, I'm really advocating for something that benefits him, and he's advocating for something that benefits me. But we're just like, look, let's just roll it and move on. So I won. I won the roll in that I could actually charge by targeting that rock there. And then I double-sixed the leadership test to redirect the charge, and Ientazin ended up straight bang in the middle. A real worry there. Apart from that, I just moved off a couple of my unsuccessful spells. Okay, so now his turn is here, and Anderson chucked down the Tempest, which didn't really do a lot as far as I mean, I really love the spell, but it's one of I think the learning points of this game is it doesn't really work against Skaven for a few reasons. But in any event, he's now absolutely getting flame charged. So um, these impact hits, I mean, I've got 3 wounds. Yeah, I got a 2+ save and a toughness of 5, but I'm getting D6 +1 strength hits with a -2. So I had to figure out if I was going to flee. Now, should I flee? Um, he could end up in combat with my Slan. And if I don't, he aligns to me, and if he overruns, he'll end up in the flank of the infantry there. So it was a big call. I decided to stay put and back my character. I think that was a mistake. I think overall he would have to roll very big, because don't forget they don't have swift stride, these chariots, to actually get in with the Slan. And he'd almost certainly win. He'd take him out. Well, not certainly, but the odds were too great. So, yes, he charges in. The impact hits that D6 is a big, big roll, and he rolls a 4. So that's 5 hits. He wounds on a 3+ and wounds with 4 of them. And I have a 4+ save with 3 wounds, and 4 dice come out, and I end up saving 3 of them. So I got very lucky there, and not only that, but because of the Bedazzling Helm, he couldn't wound me at all. Now, I struck a wound back because of the Giant Blade, which I quite like as a budget weapon. And of course, that was 2. He charged me in the flank, had close order, and of course did a wound. So I lost and gave ground. Sorry, that was demonstrating the decision. He also decided to try to charge here. Now he could re-roll his charges. He needed a 5. He got that on the first turn. A 6 would have been. He thought it would have been better. I think in retrospect, a 5, because he only could have connected right about here. I think that was better because these guys had frenzy. I didn't mention that. I took the Skavenpelt Banner. Probably got a little cheap, but I wasn't taking monsters, so they had frenzy and hatred of Skaven. So they had 3 attacks each. By clipping just the edge, he got his full attacks, and I only got, I think it was 1 model got 3 attacks. Yeah, because he killed a champion in a combat. But this didn't work very well for him. We won combat, and I think they broke. But in any event, his Doomwheel, thankfully recovered his leadership and moved up here. Now, sorry, I am correct. The infantry, the clan rats over here against the Temple Guard lost. They fled. We pursued straight into the Poison Wind Globadiers, and then everything just fell apart for him. Look, without those impact hits, which of course you don't get from a good ground, he was always going to struggle in that combat. Not only is he in combat, but Venertalli is now unchallenged in magic. So the first thing that happens is I declare a charge. I need a 6 in order to make it, but if I don't get it, there's no point just moving up, so I take it anyway, and I get the 6. I completely kill the Doom Bell, and I follow up into those clan rats, a combat of which I'm easily going to win. In the middle here, he can't hit me with that Bedazzling Helm. I mean, he might sneak a wound through in the long run, but I've got 2 left, and I get it a wound through again. I probably rolled a bit lower than average there, multi-wounds. He'll get Fury of Cain on him. It's obvious he's going to lose this, and magic is unimpeded. The Temple Guard just completely annihilated the Poison Wind Globadiers. They pursued and ran down the clan rats and ended up in combat in the Gatling gun. He was it was over. There was no chance of it. The dice had just swung. A small game like that really decided in the middle, on those armor rolls, and that was pretty much that. Sometimes the dice favor you, and that was one of those days. So the takeaways from it is that I love Tempest for controlling the game. It's not that good against Skaven because they can re-roll their charges, and there's so much infantry around. It's used for controlling things like knights and chariots and making life difficult for them. This was after the update, so I didn't get to take Monsoon. Yeah, Fury of Cain is just not that good. Enchantments on Slan are too hard to use. I sometimes wonder if I took the Assailment spell, just give you a bit of a confidence if he gets into combat, maybe he can do something. You don't want him in combat, but it's hard to keep a monstrous creature completely out of it. And I shouldn't have been afraid to flee. I think in retrospect, I banked too much on the dice then, and I probably should have fled. But it helps to be lucky. Okay, signing off. And remember, guys, play the old world. It's a fantastic game.